everyone, welcome back to Which is the Moon. I'm your Monday hostess, Natalie, and this week we are talking about, cue the dramatic music, astrology. Now, we use astrology extensively as witches, but that doesn't mean that we all know as much as we should about the topic, and I am the prime example of that. I am not as versed in astrology as I would like to be. I am familiar with how it impacts on tarot and how, general characteristics of people that fall under certain signs, but it's actually far more complex and vast than that. And one of the things that I want to show is, if you are not familiar with Annabelle Wen, you should probably get her the Zen of Tarot book, and she has a few others that are fantastic, but she's very into astrology. And if you get her planner, she sends you your natal chart for the year that you were born, as well as for the current year. Now, looking at these, to me, this is just a bunch of lines and signs, and it's very, very confusing. I have no idea what any of this means. Trine and, all of that stuff. But I want to take a few minutes to talk about how I do use astrology when reading tarot. As you all know, tarot has four major suits: wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. Wands are your fire signs, so Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. This is the suit that looks at your creativity, your action, your willpower, your go-get-em kind of attitude. Cups, being water, deal with the water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And that's the suit that deals with your relationships, whether it be romantic relationships, friendships, love, all of that good stuff. Your interpersonal relationships. It could be even be a business dealing. Pentacles deal with earth signs, and those are like your finances, your resources. If you're talking about a business, even the manpower that they have, their capital, so on and so forth. Swords are air signs, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And those deal with your intellect, your thoughts, your educational resources, so like going back to school and what education and training you can get, and that sort of thing. So that's really about the extent of what I use astrology for. Now, that being said, I am trying very much to learn. I had another book that I forgot to bring home from the office to show you, but it's like this thick. It was written in the, I believe, 1150s, and it's by William Letty, I think. I can't remember the name, but it's Christian Astrology, and you can now get it. It's so thick because it's actually 3 different volumes in one, but he goes into great detail about the different counter aspects and things that go into it. The problem with reading that book is because it was written so long ago that the English is not what we speak today, and so it's like trying to translate Chaucer. So if you're familiar with reading the Canterbury Tales, you'll do fine with that book. However, that doesn't mean that I don't have another resource for you, because thanks to the wonderful Ori's Oasis, our lovely Thursday hostess, I got this book, the only astrology book you'll ever need. And as you can see, I've tabbed the heck out of this sucker, because this book does go into a lot of detail about all of the different aspects. The problem is I am currently this far into the book, so I have not had an opportunity, because I've been using, I have a little journal. I guess I don't have it here with me, but when I read this book, I sit down with the journal. Anytime I read a book now, to get something out of it, I have a little blank journal where I keep notes and I cross-reference things, and I write questions to myself that I can research later and try to find out. And so it takes me a lot longer now to get through a book than it used to, because I actually take more time in absorbing the information and sitting with it for a while. And sometimes I set it aside and then I come back to it, especially if it's something that's taking me a lot to process. And astrology is super, super, super intricate, just like chiromancy or palmistry, like we talked about last week. There's a lot of different aspects to it. To be honest with you, there's more than just your sun sign. You have a sun sign, a moon sign, a rising sign. I think there's a falling sign as well. And so I'm just now trying to get all of that and absorb it. So that's really all I have to say about the topic this week. I realize this is a super short video, and I do apologize, but get this book. It is a great resource. It's very easy to read, and she breaks it down into stuff that makes it a lot more understandable. Plus, she provides lots of really good time charts and stuff. So get yourself this book, get yourself a notebook, sit down and sit with it for a while, because it's a lot to absorb, but this book will definitely give you a lot of information. Hopefully by the time I'm finished with it, that beautiful chart that Annabelle spent so much time making for me will make sense to me. And I'm afraid to ask her questions because I don't want to look dumb in front of Annabelle Wen. So Anyhow, I appreciate your time today. I hope that the other hosts are able to give you a little bit more information than I am. I think Dia might be able to give you quite a bit, and I'm sure Jen can give you a whole lot more in Houston and Quinton than I can. So I appreciate your time and thank you so much. Have a blessed day.